Portland startups can chat with AI to get their community questions answered. PitchBlack is weeks away, but already sold out. The Silicon Florist Tech Summit holds their inaugural event, and the weather causes a bunch of rescheduling and challenges for events in the Portland startup community. Let's get into it. I hate to start this on a down note, but unfortunately we lost a member of the Portland startup community, John Skelly, who was a serial founder and always active. Like, I'd see him on social a lot. I'd run into him at events, and unfortunately he passed away suddenly. There is a GoFundMe for his family if you are in the position to provide support for his family. I would encourage you to do so. We're a community. At times like these, the community comes together to help folks. So whether you knew John or not, highly encourage you to consider participating in that GoFundMe. Thank you. Now on to startup news, or actually the weather, because it was the weather that impacted everything this week. There was snow, lots of events changing, lots of things going on, lots of people without power. Despite the weather and all the focus on it, there was a lot of tech stuff going on this week as well. PitchBlack sold out. I told you to get your tickets. I told you. Like, I knew it would happen, and it did. It happened early this week. Tickets are gone. Now it's sold out. Now what are you going to do? You're going to get on the wait list. That's what you're going to do. We live in a world of startups where things change often. So sometimes tickets become available before the event. So if you would like to be on the first come, first served list, the wait list for PitchBlack tickets because you were like dilly-dallying and didn't get your ticket when you were supposed to, then sign up for the wait list. I'll link it up so that you have that. Hopefully you got your PitchBlack ticket and you're like, I knew what I was doing. I listened to you. I heard what you said and I went and got my ticket. But if you didn't, if you're busy doing startup-y stuff, get on the wait list right now so that hopefully we can get you into PitchBlack on February 7th. If this kind of information is valuable, just leave a like. Just click the little thumbs up-y thing. Super helpful. Big Silicon Florist Tech Summit happening on Saturday. If you're listening to this on Friday, then I encourage you to think about heading out to Hillsborough, or if you're already in Hillsborough, staying in Hillsborough and attending the Silicon Florist Tech Summit. This is a really much needed event. There aren't a lot of big events that get the community together. There aren't a lot of big events that bring kind of the hard tech, hardware folks together on a regular basis. And to kind of intermingle that with the startup community, I think is huge. Should be a sizable group, hundreds of people showing up, lots of lightning talks, some panel talks, but really just getting kind of the hard tech Silicon Florist crew together along with some startup folks to just celebrate what's happening here and to celebrate the diversity of our community in the Portland tech scene, in the Silicon Florist, happening this weekend, Saturday, January 20th. It starts at noon. Payments on a sliding scale for tickets. So, it costs what you want it to cost, and it could be a great way to spend the afternoon. So it's events this week, like Silicon Florist Tech Summit, PitchBlack being sold out, weather causing all these events to have to change, but also somebody who managed to get their event done just under the wire. Lewis and Clark, Bates Center for Entrepreneurship and Leadership, held their annual Winterim program. Winterim is great. It's like if you've ever experienced like a startup weekend where you spend 54 hours building a startup with a team, just from concept to pitch and maybe some product being built. That's what Winterim is, but it happens over the course of a week for Lewis and Clark students. This year, the ideas were eco-friendly pacifiers, using a mushroom filtration service to repair soil, a one-stop shop for downsizing household belongings, goggle innovation so people do not need to wear glasses under their goggles like in labs when you're looking at microscopes, an app for moms that is mediated, kind, and a source for friendship and comfort, Narcan vending machines for music festivals, innovation so that the least inspired to work out can find their community, high-end boxes to inspire you to put your phone away. and spend time with the people who are around you. Gig network for college students, and ethnic food personalized delivery. So like the DoorDashes and Uber Eats, but for ethnic food. They go through the week of developing those ideas, putting together a final pitch. There's judges, they listen to those pitches, and when the dust settled, these were the folks who came out winners. So first place overall was See Through, which was the goggle solution. Second place overall, the grandkids, which was the downsizing solution, helping folks downsize their living arrangements. Third place was Pause, which is the phone in the box. Phone in the box. Yep. Yeah, I said it. Okay. Invent Oregon also partners with the Bates Center to bring these college students into the statewide Invent Oregon program. And the two that will be participating are the eco-friendly pacifiers and kind of the lockbox for your phones. So that's Winterim 2024. Thanks again to the students for sitting through my presentation. Next up, the big story this week was from that AI thing I teased last week. This week, I had the opportunity to release Rosie. Rosie is an AI concierge for the Portland startup community. It's designed to answer your questions, tell you about events, tell you about startups, tell you about investors, really just to be knowledgeable about the Portland startup community in a way that gets you the answers you need when you need them. Maybe it's 2 a.m. and you're like, I really need an answer to this right now. Rosie's there. He's at work. He's ready to help you out. And I will keep feeding him knowledge and feeding him posts and feeding him details so that hopefully he always has the most up-to-date news and events and everything you need. Where did Rosie come from? Interesting story. Rosie's powered by a company called WiseOx. And WiseOx has this concept of mascots. A mascot's an AI instance that's trained for a really specific purpose or on really specific data, like maybe for a company or for an organization. And so I had the opportunity to train Rosie on the WiseOx platform for the Portland startup community. How did that come about? From serial founder Fritz Brumder. And if Fritz's name sounds familiar to you, that's because he started Brand Live, and he also started a company called Zipcan. As Fritz was getting ready to launch this new company, his new AI company, he reached out to me and he's like, hey, I got this new thing. I think it might be interesting for you. And I said, cool. So that's the story. Not a very good storyteller. So for the past 3 weeks or so, I've been feeding Rosie all this knowledge, kind of wet wired into my brain, a lot of detail. I've tried to build these things before, so I had a lot of kind of documentation already gathered that I've used to feed AI kind of instances before in trying to build this kind of solution. But quite frankly, WiseOx has done a really good job of thinking through this particular application of AI, which made it extremely easy for me. They were really helpful in, helping me get it set up, helping me test Rosie, putting Rosie through his paces. We've been working on this for probably upwards of a month to ensure it was ready when they were ready to launch. And now Rosie's out there and he's available for anyone and everyone. So please, I encourage you to take a chance to talk to Rosie and learn more about the Portland startup community or identify gaps in Rosie's knowledge. That's it for this week. I sincerely hope the weather did not cause you significant problems. I hope your power stayed on or was at least only off for a short period of time. Leave a like if you like the stuff. Cool. Thanks. Don't know whether what's going to happen with the weather, but please hang in there. And until we get the time to hang out again, please, as always, keep up the good work.